It's time for Palm versus the big guy. The big guy cut into the lead last week. Of course, this is Thomas Gable over at the Borgata, his favorite segment of the week. It is 4-3-1 with Mike Palm leading. You know how this works. 30-second shot clock. Coin toss backstage. Went to Dustin Swedelson. We get it started with an easy one, boys. Dustin, LeBron James ranks where for you all time?
LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time. It's pretty simple, boys. He could do more than Jordan, do more than Kareem, certainly more than Russell. 7-footers can't be your greatest of all time because their biggest attribute is that they are big. Jordan is severely overrated when you consider LeBron's a better passer, a better rebounder, and just about as good of a scorer. MJ got to face a watered-down NBA before the European boom of players coming in from all other countries, and also benefited from expansion happening during his prime with Charlotte, Miami, Minnesota, Orlando, Toronto, Vancouver all coming into the mix in the NBA. LeBron James had to do it against superior athletes. He's the greatest of all time.
Time?
He did everything better except win championships, Patrick. How do you argue with 6 for 6 with 6 MVPs? And I'm going to end the argument right here. Patrick, you have to accept the fact that the bad boys were part of a watered-down NBA if you're going to give Dustin this point.
This is a tough one. We'll see what happens. Mike Palm, you're up next. 6 quarterbacks were selected in the first round this year in the draft. Who hits and who busts?
I think Penix hits. I think Williams hits and Daniels hits. I'm a sure bust on Nix and May. I'm up in the air on your boy McCarthy. I'm up in the air. We'll get to this Penix question, though. I think Williams is being set up in a really good situation in Chicago, what they've done for the receiver core and what they have to do with their defense. I worry a little bit about his turnover ratio. That's all right. Daniels has so much raw athletic ability. I think he will overcome. Penix, I think, is actually the best of the 3 quarterbacks. I don't know what anybody sees in May. What did he win at North Carolina? What does any of these quarterbacks at North Carolina win? And Nix cannot be successful passing the ball at the line of scrimmage in the NFL.
There will be 2 hits from this draft class. Caleb Williams, because no rookie quarterback has ever been better set up to hit the ground running with weapons like he's going to have in his first season. And Jaden Daniels, simply because of his mobility, will help him get acclimated right away in the league. But also, having Kingsbury there to help him maximize his potential will be huge for his development. The bus, Drake May, McCarthy, Penix, and Bo Nix. I don't see it in Bo Nix. I understand Sean Payton knows a lot about football. Think he's overthinking that one. When it comes to McCarthy and May, this is Zach Wilson. This is Mitchell Trubisky. This is people trying to convince you that the actual football games don't matter, but their analysis of isolated film does. I trust the football. Those guys are going to be
time.
busts.
Dustin, continuation. You're the general manager of the Falcons. Make the Penix Jr. draft pick make sense?
Yeah, so the only reason in this situation, if you're the Falcons, that it makes sense to draft Michael Penix is fear. You are scared. You're scared of a few things. One, you're scared that Kirk Cousins, who you just committed $100 million to, isn't the dude you think he is, and you won the headlines and now you have reservations about the move. Or maybe you're scared that his Achilles isn't going to be 100% healed. In the end, it sounds like you're scared about your convictions if you're the Falcons. You're scared about your decisions, but most importantly, you are scared you're going to lose your job. So the reason you draft Michael Penix is to hopefully ensure that you can stay there longer.
I actually think drafting Michael Penix is more jeopardizing to the job than not, but I think Michael Penix is really good. The deep ball is great. His ability to read the field quickly on 3rd down and get the ball out fast. He beat an Oregon team twice that was favored against him, once by double digits on a neutral. I do agree with Dustin's point. It's an insurance policy on Kirk Cousins and his Achilles. It's an insurance policy. If you think Kirk Cousins isn't good enough to get you there, you shouldn't have paid him that kind of money. But it is an insurance policy. I just hope Penix gets to see the field in the first few years so you can see how good he is.
I should have written the question better. I wanted you guys not to say it doesn't make sense. I wanted you guys to fight as if you were the Falcons, why it made sense. It's a push, okay? We go back to Mike Palm. Hockey matters more in Canada or football matters more in America? Opinion.
Football is king in America. It certainly is, and it dictates 80% of our sports culture. However, hockey is God in Canada because they have nothing else to fall back on. You still have hundreds of millions of people attending baseball games and basketball games. and hockey games here in America. But in Canada, what's the next biggest sport? Curling? They try to play soccer. Oh, the Forge? I mean, what is there is no second. It's a long-distance phone call to second. Hockey is everything. Hockey is their identity.
If hockey matters so much in Canada, why don't they win more cups? Because we have to go back to 1993. The kids who were born the last time a Canadian team won the cup have kids of their own now. If it matters so much, where's the winning? When it comes to football, America is a capitalistic society. We work for the weekends, yet when it comes to football, we're willing to give up our Friday night lights, our Saturday afternoons for tailgates, and all day long on Sunday. Plus you factor in Monday and Thursday night football. It is absolutely football is king.
It's a great answer by both of you. It really is. Okay, next up, Dustin Swedelson, Goodfellas or The Godfather?
Yeah, look, I understand the appeal of Goodfellas because it was most digestible on television because it's shorter, it's quicker, it moves to the point. But let's remember what The Godfather is. It's a classic, and it's beauty. And the storytelling of The Godfather feels very real, based on real characters with fake names. Don Corleone, we see a complicated man who's a good family man, but has to be an absolute brutal leader of the mafia. I think the acting is better when you watch Pacino start off as this innocent guy coming out of the military, forming into a Don in the end. I just think The Godfather gives you more quotable...
Time.
Just the baptism scene alone in The Godfather wins this category, but for many other reasons as well. How about the character of Michael Corleone? He's the most iconic, heartless, tragic, mesmerizing character maybe in movie history. Goodfellas is a story about a rat. Not only is The Godfather the story of a regal crime family, it's also the story of power and the story of America. Don't forget the opening line from The Butcher, "I believe in America."
Mike Palm, what is your favorite Kentucky Derby memory?
You know, I thought about this. It's tough, and I was thinking about, is it the one where I won the most money, which was 2003 with Funny Side? But no, let's go a year later to 2004 and the compelling story of that underdog horse, Smarty Jones, who was the first undefeated Kentucky Derby champion since Secretariat, and that stretch drive against Lionheart. It's a Goliath against David Tail, the journeyman jockey Stuart Elliott, and he forged past him. Of course, a magical Triple Crown run. He has the big lead in the stretch, and Birdstone runs him down in the Belmont Stakes. But in the rain and in the dark and in the mist at Churchill Downs in 2004, Smarty Jones, my favorite moment.
Patrick, you and I worked a lot of Kentucky Derbies, so I never really got to enjoy them. No offense, it was a good time for work purposes. But last year, hung out with Luke DeVosta, producer of Follow the Money at Circa. I was hammered. Wasn't going to bet on the Derby. He said, "What are you doing? We're here. Everyone's watching the race." As they're lining up, I go through my text message. What did Mike Somich send me? Mage? Okay, $30 are left in my account. Smash it. It hits. Guess what? None of that money made it home with me, even though the ticket cashed. Had a fun night.
Last one, Dustin Swedelson, Leo or Brad Pitt, better actor?
This is so unfair. Brad Pitt essentially plays Brad Pitt in every movie he's in. Now, he's so charming. He's great to look at. He's a good actor. But Leo DiCaprio transforms into every role. I'm talking going all the way back to Growing Pains with Mike Seaver, dumping the alcohol down the toilet. Everyone remembers that episode. I mean, Wolf of Wall Street, Django Unchained, The Departed, Gatsby, Basketball Diaries, Catch Me If You Can. This guy can do anything.
Time.
It's Brad Pitt for me, Patrick. 3 of my top 50 movies all time. Meet Joe Black, Spy Game I watch over and over again, and then the whole Ocean's 11 series. I walked out of Inception. I couldn't follow it, Patrick. I might have dozed off and woke up 2 minutes later. I said, forget about this. What is this Revenant? I've never even seen it. That's his big award? Forget about it. Brad Pitt, baby.
Dustin wins the LeBron question, European expansion, very good answer. Mike Palm wins the quarterback bus. The Falcons, that's my bad, push. Football and hockey, that was your 2 best answers. The funniest part of today was Forge. You have to be a hardcore soccer bettor to know Forge is a soccer team, although a push, you both were great. Goodfellas goes to Mike. Kentucky Derby, I threw a smarty party. That goes to Mike Palm. Leo and Brad Pitt for the win. That's a push. 3-2. Mike Palm.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Fun times.
I think you guys both were on the top of your game today, though.
It was pretty good.
Would you?
It was pretty good.
That was pretty.
Who's Samich
George
going
will
with
make
this
me
year?
laugh.
Who's Samich going with this year? He has to redraw because of the draw. He's rerouting. I'm waiting for his pick now.
Everyone is.
Trust me, we all are.